he's gonna hurt. Now you take these two teeth, spreading the chin under one side, or the muzzle under one side, you tuck one tooth in, spreading the muzzle under the other side, you tuck the other tooth in several times until you have the teeth tucked in. And then adjusting everything so that the face and everything comes off. You can pull the cheeks so that they point downward, taking your black Sharpie or whatever marker you use, and Sharpie to suit. And there you have Brian's bunny. This balloon's going to be a violin. It takes 4 brown, 1 uninflated, 3 inflated, to about a 4-finger length remaining. You'll take your first balloon. Now, I know a lot of us have had trouble, me too, in doing hook twists. They tend to pop off your finger too much. I think I've come up with an idea that will help you do a hook twist much better. Once you've tied your balloon off, make a very small bubble. Take your nozzle, run it around your finger, and trap that bubble. Take that bubble and insert it, and do your hook twist as you normally would. If you don't know how to do one, consult a book or video or a balloon artist other than this one, because this is assuming that you know rudimentary or basic stuff. Grab that little bubble, makes it much easier to catch and pull your finger out of the hook twist, causing your hook twist to be easier. I can't believe I didn't do this before today, but today was the first day I've ever done that, and I want to tell you, it works. Now, with the remainder of your brown balloon, you'll twist off 4 bubbles, 6 bubbles actually, about 2 fingers across. These will be, what are the things called that you use to tighten the strings on stringed instruments? Anyway, some of you musical majors out there, write me a note, drop me a line, throw me an email, something. Let me know what they're called. I can't even remember. But anyway, you make 6 bubbles. These 3 are about the same size, and then you'll want to do 3 more, all about the same size. Spin those bubbles together, almost like you were doing the mane for a horse. Tuck your ear twist over them and cause it to hook down into them like so, making the upper portion of the musical instrument. You'll want to, with your fingers and such, straighten the balloon out. Now, being sure that the balloon is filled to the end. Once you do these several times, you'll find that this will bring you to a point where the balloon will be full on the end. Now, at this point, you will take and tie your other 2 brown balloons together. You will make equal-sized 2-finger bubbles, about 1.5 inch bubble, on both balloons, and then you will ear twist. Those aren't quite the same. There. You will ear twist both these bubbles. Once you've ear twisted them, you will spin them around each other, effectively locking them down. Twisting off, taking and setting those aside, taking your neck of your violin, going to the very bottom, you'll twist off about a 2.5 to 3-finger bubble and fold that into where the ear twists are, causing the other portions to extend out the side. Now you will go out about slightly spread, actually very narrowly spread, 2 sets of hands, making it about an 8-finger bubble out to about here. You will twist that off, then you will make an ear twist of about 1 inch to 1.5 inch bubble. Go to the other balloon, match it. Do the same thing with it, making these 2 bubbles the same size, then an ear twist. Once you've set your guide for both sides, Now you come down and measure, go back to one, well, whichever one, go to one, and squeezing a little air out to make it a little softer, you match the size of these two bubbles, do another ear twist about the same size as the first one you did, then match that bubble for size, and then do another larger ear twist like you did here, so that you will be able to lock that in up here on your violin. Having done the same thing with the other balloon that you did with the first balloon, take the two ear twists. At the very top, you'll have 1, 2, 3 segments on each side, and then an ear twist. Twist those two ear twists together at the top of the 3 segments, finding the place that you feel it should be on your violin. You'll want to twist the neck of your violin so that you can push the twist of the violin's neck in amongst the balloons that will become the violin's body. Spin it around a time or two so that you can pop off the 2 balloons that are excess, positioning your ear twists on either side. Now you will take your uninflated brown balloon, taking the end opposite the nozzle, which will be considered, to me, this will be the nozzle end, this will be the nipple end. Taking the nipple end of the balloon, stretch it, taking it and pulling out a small piece, twist it in and around several times. Now, arching your first segment down by the bottom by pulling, what you're wanting to do is bow this bottom piece by tightening this balloon, the uninflated one, and wrapping it around the ear twist a time or two. Once you've done that, go to the next piece, next segment, and bow it almost the same. And then wrap your balloon around that ear twist. And then going up to the final place at the top of the violin and do the same thing, giving your violin, are you getting the picture yet? Repeat this same process on the other side and then adjust, make the adjustments that you feel your violin needs. At this point, I'll take the remainder of the brown balloon, pulling and cutting it off. I'll use it, if there's enough left, to stretch around to hold the inserts on the body in place. Taking that piece, I will square knot it. And you really don't have to watch to see if you put the knot at the front or the back, because you can always spin the neck. There you have. Straighten up. There. There you have violin. For those of you, again, with video 1, I'm going to show you an add-on to the hat configuration that I do, using 3 gray balloons filled almost completely full except for 1 finger's width, and then a white balloon just, 6, 8, 10, 12 inches, not big a deal. Starting with the basic hat configuration that the majority of my hats are made out of, you'll take and find, you'll make that hat configuration, referring to video 1, taking one side, folding it together, squeeze the end a couple of times, taking the other side, doing the same thing, come back here, giving it a fin look. Taking the shorter of the two, squeeze a little air out so that you have a little tip left. Take that little tip, pull it in between the 2 bubbles of the upper part of the balloon, folding it in and out between the bubbles, in and out between the bubbles several times. Taking your other balloon, squeezing the air to the end, twisting off a bubble proportional in size to the first bubble that you made to construct the hat. Fold this bubble between the two fins, around and then back around itself. Now you will have two arches, one off the side and one off the top. The top one we will go 2/5 or 3/5, 2/5, twist, grab and fold and roll, causing it to make a fin look. The other one you will take and split fairly in half. Sometimes you'll have to go a little bit more down than the other, depending on how the top fin sets to make the nose of the shark. Now you'll take your white balloon, making sure that you don't go very far up the gray balloon with the white. You want to go about 4 fingers or 5. This will be the teeth. Setting your gray balloon aside, taking your white balloon, match those two bubbles size for size and tie them. The last thing you want is some child to pull on your balloon and it come apart. Now you can pop off and save that. Taking the rest of your white balloon, get yourself about a 3-finger bubble, tying it at both sides, and then snipping the excess close to the knot. This will be your eyes. You take, now that you have your eyes in your hand, you might as well go ahead and put them in. Go back to your teeth. Split your eye bubble into 2 chambers of about equal size. Take those and pop them in right at the top of the head, like so. Now you take your teeth going to the bottom, which will be underneath here, the jaw. Find a place, here, we'll go this way. Find a place that is a little bit smaller in this than these, and twist a bubble there, so that you now basically have the bottom portion pulled into 2 bubbles. Take your teeth, roll them around that gray bubble. Roll them around that gray bubble, causing them to come out the bottom side like so. And Sharpie to suit. Now, I don't know about y'all, but every time I seem to have seen sharks, it seems as though their eyes were kind of like that. Of course, I've never seen one in the wild. Don't know that I want to. And that would be good enough just like that. However, let's do the rest. Taking your other gray balloon, grabbing the nozzle, you will twist it in around the back side of the fin, squeezing the air all the way to the end, twist off a bubble, trying to get away from me there, proportional in size to the one that you made on the fin side of the hat, and wrap that around. Now you will take and you will try and get a 2/5 to 3/5 size of bubble, squeezing the air out of this side, twist where you've grasped it here, making these balloons a little fuller than these balloons. Once you've done that, you'll want to go through the tail of the shark and try and spin off and twist and pinch 2 bubbles of about the same size by spinning the whole tail portion in a circle again. These 2 bubbles you want to ear twist. This is where you have to be very careful, because if you don't, you can lose both bubbles. You have to twist around several times, effectively trapping the air. Because if you don't, when you go to twist these, you can untwist this twist